would you plan a battle on ice?
Let's workshop something frosty. First off, themes. There's a duality to ice. It is simultaneously rigid and unyielding, and slick and unstoppable. And one of the ways we're going to show that is with our terrain. We'll have frozen tundras that are difficult to traverse, and we'll have frozen lakes that players can skate on to double their movement at the risk of falling over. I personally don't like knocking players over, so I want that athletics or acrobatics DC to be about an 8. Next, I want a unique mechanic that I'm going to call Frosted, and I want to give it 5 stages. A really fun way to show this too is to cut up little snowflakes and hand them out as the players get the Frosted condition. The first stage takes immunity to cold down to resistance, resistance to cold down to normal, and normal down to vulnerability to cold. Second stage reduces movement speed by 10 feet. Third stage gives disadvantage on dexterity and intelligence saves. The fourth stage gives disadvantage to all ability checks as your body's starting to solidify. And the final stage, you are frozen solid, which is effectively petrified. For the boss, I'm going to pull on a classic trope and make some ice royalty like an ice king or queen. I want this antagonist to glide across the battlefield so they get 60 feet of movement that is not affected by any kind of hindrance. For this boss's HP, we want it to be really high because it's going to be a climactic high-stakes battle. So figure out what your party's highest single-turn non-critical damage is and then double it. And in theory, that should give you a few turns to work with. For armor class, set it at 8 above the party's average attack bonus, and let's give this character Constitution and Wisdom saving throw proficiency. Now here's the fun part. Whenever the players are skating, the ice royalty can have a reaction to summon a wall of ice in front of them. This will be a dexterity save. If they succeed on the save, they get past the wall in time. If they fail to save, they run into it and take some damage. The boss will also get a layer action, which is Blizzard, which reduces visibility down to 10 feet and causes saving throws every turn for a d6 of cold damage. And that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but remember, one of the frosted conditions is giving vulnerability to cold. We don't want to be too punishing with that visibility, so this ice royalty is going to use hit and run melee tactics. That attack will be a d10 plus 4 with a Constitution saving throw against frosted. The last attack this character is going to have is a Blast of Cold centered on themselves that goes out to 30 feet. This will deal 4d8 cold damage and the frosted condition on a failed save, and then half damage and no condition on a successful one. And the last step, this character can create frost elementals as allies. Now obviously I skimmed over a lot of information in the name of brevity, but if you want me to elaborate, I definitely will. Let me know what you think of this ice encounter.